All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is QuakeRadio.com live. Let's go.
It's darkness in this world, but bro, I'm living here. Heartless has emerging on the verge, but I won't live in fear. My life is sold and rolled with free, your mission's clear. And strife from bold won't fold, I'm told you're always near. I know dilemma gonna flood the world from east to west. With a sick agenda, I remember who controls the test. Ain't no stress, alpha ain't omega right inside my chest. Boy, I'm blessed, not from paper chasing, but my mind's at rest. I walk in victory, in any entity. Push through the injury, joy in the misery. Something that ministry promotes the bigotry. I keep my G-O-D in all my history. Focused in, hope depends on my king, not the dream. Keep from sin, took it then, we redeemed my esteem. Now a stream, Christ the light that shines the beam. Never will resign the team, Jenna's dead, my God supreme. Fight fear, we fight fear and never scared. Fight fear, we fight fear and never scared. Fight fear, we fight fear and never scared. Jesus is alive in this life we never did. Fight fear, we fight fear and never scared. Fight fear, we fight fear and never scared.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Once again, this is QuakeRadio.com live. I'm your humble host, Orlando Presents. Man, y'all already know. If you've been around for a couple of weeks and everything, y'all know what Thursday night is. Thursday night is usually gumbo night. So I hope all of y'all have y'all Quake RYC Praise News bowls ready and ready to fill it up with some sweet, nice gumbo music, man. What that means is that we play a little bit of everything on tonight's show. But when we have a special guest, we still play music every now and then, but it's featuring that guest, not so much gumbo night. But that's okay, though, because the person that I have on here, she knows a little bit about gumbo. She mixes it up on her show. She does her thing, plays a lot of different music and everything. So without further ado, the CEO and host and anchor of RYC Praise News Report, Amanda Haley, a.k.a. DJ Iceberg365. What's good?
Hey, what is up, everybody? Thank you so much for having me. You got me craving some gumbo now.
Man, see, I did my job then. Because I'm definitely, that was the whole plan, is to be able to have people out there craving for some gumbo. Man. It's an honor. It's a pleasure, definitely, to have you on the show tonight. It's been a long time coming. I mean, we have chopped it up before and everything, but it's been so long ago. So many things has transpired with me, with you, with your show, with your podcast, the Devout Jamcast, with RYC. So, man, I don't even know where to start, for real.
Me either. I'm so excited to be here. It is about time that we've been able to do this, and so I'm just really excited to be able to sit down with you and just talk about life.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say about other folks who I pretty much know, is not even like interviewing you, because we know each other, we've spoken with each other, things of that nature. So a lot of things I know about you, so I have to almost act like I don't know half the time when we're on the show. So it'll be a surprise again and everything. So, but I do have a couple of things that I pulled from your show, and I'll actually ask you that a little bit later on. But there's some things that I noticed that I really didn't notice when I was going back listening to a lot of your shows before, and I was just like, wow, I wonder if anybody else knows, these little trivia tidbits about the Devout Jamcast. So it'll be interesting, even if you know the difference between, and I'll give you a little hint, and don't cheat, don't cheat. The difference, the difference between episode 78 and episode 109 from all your other episodes that you have done over the years. So I'll just sprinkle that little tidbit. That'll be something locked in the back of your head that you can think about and stuff. And so when we get around to that again, you'll be like, I wonder what was the difference. So
Yeah.
man. So yeah, let the folks know where you're from, who you are, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm based in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So I grew up around here, just an hour away over in the Minnesota border, but I've lived here now for about 7 years or so. I've had my DJ company since high school, mobile DJing, events, all that fun stuff, going on 9 years of that, and then the podcast for 7, and RYC Praise News for as far back as I can remember as well. So it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, definitely, man. And before we go any further, my brother and our brother, Captain J, wanted me to tell you, hey, how you doing? Sorry he couldn't be on the show tonight. He has a class that he has to be online tonight for his for our 501(c), so everything. So I get a chance not to be in the class because I'm doing this, so I feel special.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel special. So so that's one thing actually I didn't know that you still had going on. So you're still doing the DJ mobile service?
Once in a while, definitely not near as much as I used to, because the podcast just takes so much more time. Mm-hmm. And I think I enjoy it a little bit more just because the audience is so much broader. But I still do a lot of family events, especially in the summertime. I do events at my church, and sort of that is what I kind of go with now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I know you're very heavily within your church and everything, which is a great thing. Mm-hmm. Also, do you still do? Were y'all doing like a poetry slam or something like that?
Yeah, I do one of those once or twice a year. I guess I did one last April, thinking about planning one for later on in 2023 here as well. But I love those because it's just such a cool opportunity because people begin to realize their talent and you can watch it in real time. And it's somebody who's nervous and they getting up on stage for the first time. And I just love to be able to see that and to pray that over them and to foster those talents.
Wow. So would you say that's another ministry that you have underneath your hat?
Definitely. Yeah, I've hosted events on my own, and so I definitely consider that a ministry opportunity. But for 5 years, up until last year, I also worked with a secular nonprofit in my area too. And so I was always that encourager on the team. And yeah, it's been a great ministry opportunity.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because I see a lot of times you'll share some different things about what you all are doing, and I'll sit in and I'll listen and I'll look at some of the videos and things of that nature. So it's great what you and your team and the people who you're working with are doing in your area. So has the CHH or has the Christian rap genre gotten any bigger in your area, or is it still, kind of lax a little bit?
It still lacks a little bit. I think there's more people finding out about it now, but it's just not something at the top of people's minds. I feel like it's just not heavily out there as heavily as I would like it to be.
Okay. Have you had any, you have, Andy Minio's came out your area, hasn't he, or somewhere close to you?
Yep, he's been out here a time or two. Yep, I've been to that. I went to that. I did the VIP experience beforehand, so I got to play dodgeball with him, and that was really cool, and all that type of stuff. But then the next closest he's been, I've been to Kansas City, Missouri to see him, so that's like 5 or so hours away from me, so I've gone up there a couple times, done the meet and greets and that sort of thing. But yeah.
So you consider yourself still a major 116 fan?
definitely. Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. For those of you that may not know, DJ Iceberg365 is the anchor for RYC Praise News. So every top of the week or Monday or Tuesday, and I would blame myself because she's very diligent on sending me the reports. So sometimes I might get wrapped up in what I'm doing and forget to load it on Monday, but I do turn around and load it on Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. So I try to stay diligent on loading it early in the week and everything. So let the folks know, how do you usually come about getting some of your stories? Because a lot of the stories that you have, to me, I'm sitting there like, wow, where did she find that at? I didn't even see that on Facebook myself.
Yeah, a lot of it is just stuff I come across from the week, and I go all over the internet. There's a few top Christian news platforms that I like to go to, but Twitter is a great one. Facebook is a good one, and I just come across things during the week, and so I save it to my favorites or screenshot it, save the links or whatever I got to do to be able to come back to it at the time that I'm going to put it into the report. And so I like having a great variety every week of things that are happening. Mm-hmm. I try to focus on the podcast and music news, but I usually go over those lines a little bit just in favor of there's some really awesome stories that I come across, and so it's been great to be able to share those.
Hey, it's quite all right. Shoot, I like the stories that you're reporting on. If it's only on the podcast or the music or, whatever, I definitely enjoy it. I know one story. I know you probably already have your story ready for next week, but one story just to put underneath your cap is the what is it? The Grizzly Awards. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because we actually had a couple of people on the show. I know one person, Katie Slater, she was on the show this past Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I'm not sure. I believe it was Tuesday though. Katie Slater, she's a photographer, and she is very in-depth in the Christian rock genre family over there, and she was nominated for a Grizzly Award. And then also the band Rusty Ship is nominated for a Grizzly Award, so which we had them on the show last month sometime as well. So definitely it's exciting to see where Christian music has evolved and where it's really morphing into in different genres, things of that nature. I'm really blessed and pleased to be able to cover a lot of different genres other than just, CHH, which, don't get me wrong, CHH is probably always going to be, one of my favorite genres. I just love CHH. I love rap, things of that nature, spoken word, stuff like that. But Christian rock is starting to really come up a close second. So a lot of bands and stuff showing some love, to Quake and everything. So I'm excited about that. So congratulations. 7 years. Wow.
Yeah.
7 years. The Devout Jamcast. Man, when you hit your 7-year mark that morning, and this is like a behind the scenes type thing, that morning, what was going through your head when you finally realized and you were like, man, it's been 7 years since I've been doing this?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about the fact that it's been 7 years. But getting up that morning, I start to think the excitement, almost more exciting, like Christmas morning, you wake up and the day is just going to be great. And so I knew I was going to go to the party store. I'm going to get the confetti cannons. I'm going to get to share this experience with so many that have supported me this whole way. And so I just want it to be a big celebration.
That's awesome. That is awesome. One question I will ask you, because I was going, like I said, I was going through some of your videos and everything. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I do stalk her. So if that's what you want to say, I do. So yes, I've been stalking DJ Iceberg365 for years. So, and she knows it.
But stalking, though, if I know about it, there is a question.
That is true. That is true. Wow. So I guess it's not stalking. So well, I'm stalking you out in the open. I guess that's a better thing. I know. I know. At first, when I used to, before we officially met. I know when I was looking at your videos and everything, I used to leave comments and stuff. I know you probably was like, "Who is this guy that keep on leaving comments on all my videos?" Kind of creepy. No. But oh yeah, that's the question. So, do you still tell people that you do your podcast underneath your bed?
Once in a while, that does come up. Yes, that's a fun inside joke.
Oh man, that's what I said. For those that aren't a connoisseur of the Devout Jamcast, you may not know what that joke is. So you really have to be a connoisseur of the show to understand these things. So, oh man, so I want you to name, and I'm gonna ask you this again later on as well. I want to ask you one artist that really has supported you and really stood out far as the years of you doing the Devout Jamcast, and how did you all come across each other?
Oh, that's a tough one because there's so many. I think one of the ones that comes to mind top, his artist name is Reed B. Versus. His real name is Douglas Rogers, but he is the admin of a funny meme group on Facebook called I Can't Trust You. And so I was part of that, and then eventually figured out that he also did music, and so I was able to have his music on the show, share some things. I've shared him in my reports before for RYC. And even when I redesigned my studio and unveiled that, then it was a song of his that I put in my reveal video too. So that's kind of a cool little tidbit there.
Okay, awesome. I think I came across him between your show and SoundCloud at the time when I was on SoundCloud and everything. A lot of artists, I believe they still do, but a lot of artists was saving their music and playing their music on there. I think I came across him on there, like I said, between there and your show. So, and there has been a lot of artists that I've listened to and built some relationships off of your show, because I'll sit there and listen to your show and be like, oh, who is that? Like, man, I like that. And then next thing you know, I'm playing them on my show.
That's cool.
So definitely. What we're going to do right now is we're going to jump into some music real quick here. This artist here, I believe he has sent you some music before as well. This is Brody Da Vinci and BRM. So the name of this track is called Rise. Did you play Rise on your show?
I believe so. It all runs together. But yes, that's a good track. I think it's been on the show. Yep, and he definitely has.
Yeah, definitely. So, we're going to jump into Rise. Like I said, this is from BRM and Brody Da Vinci. And once again, this is QuakeRadio.com live. We're sitting down with DJ Iceberg365. Let's go, y'all. Let's get it.
Came close to my fall. You don't know how long it took me to rise, to rise. You don't know how long it took me to rise, to rise. You don't know how long it took me to rise. Hold your head up. I seen the same Lord, I'm doubting, lift the dead up. I've been down so long, yo, I'm fed up. Take the word of the Lord, I'ma head up. Yeah, I seen grace in my life, there's no cap. Been down, came up, then I fell back. I ain't trusting in them letters that I read, but I'm trusting in the one who lived and said that. Bet that, this a cold case. Yeah, the body real dead, cause his followers ain't telling about his evidence. I ain't noticed many people claiming that they haven't sent without a true desire for the spreading of his messages. I feel sad for the lame, gotta walk with a cane. At least they walk for the king, better walk where you came. This a way to get you out of the dark, where the sun shine brighter than a day at the park. And that's hot, and I ain't wanna be where it's hot. I'm trying to ride to heaven like a wave in a yacht. Souls need help, we ain't saving a lot. Some be on they walks, I'm just waving a lot. I came close to my fall. You don't know how long it took me to rise, to rise. You don't know how long it took me to rise, to rise. You don't know how long it took me to.
Took me 30 years to go figure it out. I'm 41 now and I'm still figuring out. To go and rise, gotta die to self. Leave the past behind and lead the lies in hell. I hope you get that. Every day is a fight, I got my eyes open. Say a prayer to God, know where my hope is. Lay it all on him, know he can handle. Devil get the AI cross, blot the candle. This light of mine won't shine unless I give glory to the Most High. Only shine bright if I magnify him. I know this fight ain't easy, I'm grinding. And the ground was lying, I had to break out to the sky, I'm rising. Try to follow steps laid out there by him. Next thing you know, I'm picked up, we fly in. Private jet to the Caymans, shouting out what his name is. Jesus Christ, man, he came in. Lifted me up to the sky, yo, we aiming. That's right.
I came close to my fall. You don't know how long it took me to rise, to rise. You don't know how long it took me to rise, to rise. You don't know how long it took me to rise.
Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. QuakeRadio.com live, sitting down with DJ Iceberg365. Man, so 7 years of Devout Jamcast. Once again, celebrate. All right, congratulations. So, from the time that you started to now, how many separate setups have you had? I think I remember maybe, two or three?
I had one in my parents' house in Minnesota, and then I moved to an apartment here, and I had it under the loft bed there, and then I moved to my house, and then I painted my house, and so I would consider that 4 separate setups that I've had.
Okay. So 4. Yeah. Man, that is dedication.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Now,
but I wasn't doing videos until I was in my apartment. So that first one when I was at my parents' house, that was just the audio-only days. So
okay.
That's a fun little thing there, too.
Okay. So explain the loft bed, because I know you were, I looked at the testimony video that you did, and you were talking about it. And when I looked at the video, actually, I thought, so now that was a loft bed. So now I thought you were in the basement of your parents' house or something.
Nope. So I just had a bedroom in my parents' house, of course, and it was a long-running joke of, to save space, I thought, what if I could get a loft bed? But my parents wouldn't let me do that there. They said, get your own house first. So that was what I did. But where that came from originally was people would find out that I hosted a podcast, and their first question was always, well, where do you do that out of? But I'm, fresh out of high school, living with my parents still. I was like, where do you think I do it? So jokingly, my response was always under my bed. And so I wanted to make that a real thing, but that didn't happen until I had my own apartment. And then the first thing I bought was a loft bed off of Amazon and got it set up, and it was just open underneath. And so I set up an L-shaped desk in there and was able to do the show. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was such a thing until you.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Wow. I'm going to have to look that up and see exactly, how that looks and everything, because all this time, I thought you were like in your parents' basement or something.
No.
So that's pretty cool.
I liked it because you can hang lights from it, and yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So once you moved into your house, and congratulations on that again. So once you moved into your house and everything, what did you end up doing with the loft bed? You brought that with you, or?
Nope, I took it down and I sold it on Facebook Marketplace before I left the apartment because I knew I wouldn't need it anymore. My house is a 1-bedroom house, and the 1 bedroom is my dedicated studio room, which is kind of funny. So I have a partially finished basement, and then my bedroom is down there in the house now. And I'm hoping to, dig an egress window, and then that would be a legal second bedroom. But kind of funny, I bought a 1-bedroom house and dedicated the bedroom to my side hobby of my podcast. So.
Now that is, wow. That's a fun fact. That's a fun fact.
It is.
That is a very fun fact. Wow. I bet you nobody knew that other than maybe, your family and friends or something. But wow. Now that you talking about dedication, man, y'all ain't dedicated. Shoot, she's sleeping in her bedroom and the show takes over her bedroom.
That's right.
Man, now that is dedication. Shout out to you for that. Man. So what's next for, the Devout Jamcast? What do you have plans for it? Do you have anything to make it bigger, branch out or anything?
Gosh, I've struggled with that because it is just a side hobby, and so it's tough. I've always wanted to go weekly with it, but that twice a month is just kind of all I've still been able to handle. But I would love to take it weekly, or possibly take it from 15, 20 minutes to 30 minutes instead, and have an extra artist or two featured in each episode. But of course, there's a lot of moving parts with that too. You have to have access to the music and to those artists, and just to be able to make that work. So I've continued to pray through that and see what I can do there, growing it amongst different platforms. I got it on Spotify this past year, and that was a big jump for me. And so I'm always looking at different places of where are people going to listen to their podcasts, and making sure that I have this available for them there.
Yeah, awesome, definitely. Are you on Anchor?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, okay. Because once you're on Anchor, you're on a lot of of places where podcasts are. So 9 times out of 10, you're on Audible then.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah,
kind of funny because every once in a while I hear from somebody that listens to the show, and they're like, "Oh, I usually listen on this platform," and I didn't even know it was on that platform. So I was like, "Well, that's cool."
Yeah, that's the same reaction I end up getting as well, because every now and then I'll Google the show or Google the station just to see where it is and where it pops up or something like that. And then when I first found out that it was on Pandora and Audible and stuff like that, I'm like, what in the world? I was like, oh, okay, that's neat. Definitely neat. So number 2 artists that that I wanted to ask you about, and I won't have you think about this one. I know that you've had a nice relationship and a nice working relationship with the artist Eric Stevens. Let the folks know, how did that transpire?
So I played his music for the first time at a live show, like somewhere that I was DJing, because he had like a Christian parody version of Taylor Swift's Shake It Off. And so I was doing a dance event that I specifically wanted that song for, but I wanted a Christian version of it. And so just through Google, I found his, and then he found out that I was playing his music when I started the podcast. He was on episode number 1, and he eventually came to my area, I think on 3 separate occasions. I've been able to live DJ for him at events locally, so that's been pretty cool.
Okay, awesome, man. That is cool. So what artists have? Well, I'm not gonna say what artists because that's a wide, loaded question, honestly. Because I know you've met a lot of artists. What are some of the things? And I think this is a question that I asked you before when we had a chance to sit down. But what are some of the things that the artists don't realize that goes through a day to day with you preparing for the show?
I think just knowing that I have to have their written permission through an email, like that can be a difficult one for some people, and so we don't always get there. And so I have all the information, but if they don't tell me through an email that I can use it, then, it just kind of sits in, Facebook Messenger or wherever, and I need the email. And so that's been a tough one for some people sometimes, because then people get mad because they're like, well, why haven't I been on the show yet? And I was like, well, why can't you just reply to my email? And so I think a lot of artists don't understand that just logistically I need that to happen in order to be able to put them on the show. And so I feel like that's a stumbling block sometimes for a lot of people.
Okay. Well, explain that to some of the artists that may be listening now, why that is and why that's so important. Because some shows don't ask for that, but like yourself, but some shows do. So just explain to them, why you ask for that.
So the year that I started my podcast and we started looking up legalities of what I would need in order to be able to do a show like the Devout Jamcast, the year that I started the show, the government cracked down on the fair use of being able to use music for podcast and entertainment, mass entertainment like that. Mm-hmm. And so they require that it's documented in email that I have permission to use it. And I think it's because there's no royalties involved really, because it's a streaming service and it goes to all platforms. And so it's not a specific thing where the artist is getting paid for it. And so I just need their permission in order to be able to use it. And so they changed those laws the year that I started the show. And so that was kind of an extra step that I had at the beginning in order to figure that out. But yep, right. That's why.
All right. See, so y'all need to be happy that she's doing her due diligence to make sure everything is, operating the way that it should be operating. So that's an awesome thing, definitely. And that's another main reason why we do the show live from our station, because we're an internet station. So, and our station actually pays out royalties to the artists that we play on the station. And that's the reason why we ask you all to send us your MP3s that, that you've already had pressed up and things of that nature, so that the artist can get the credit for your plays. So, yeah, definitely. So it's just amazing how sometimes you have to explain that to artists, and it's like, okay, well, are you not doing your own homework as an artist? So you're leaving money on the table.
That's right. Yep.
So definitely. Even if, of course we have artists that always say, oh, I'm not in it for the money. I mean, yeah, that's true for some, but it's always a blessing if you can get the money for the hard work that you put in for your music. So, hey, just an extra step is not going to hurt you. At all. At all.
Yeah.
So
you're able to reinvest that in the ministry, and so
there you go, 100%, 100%. There you go. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna jump into some more music. This one is called LMK by Reese Lachey. Have you had a chance to have Reese Lachey on the show yet?
I have. Yep, she's awesome.
Yeah. And shout out to Reese Lachey because I believe she just recently won Female Artist of the Year through 520 Collective. So definitely. And shout out to 520 Collective, Eric Boston and all of them over there doing their thing. So definitely doing their thing for some years now. So all right, let's jump into this Reese Lachey and we will be right back with more QuakeRadio.com live.
Dun, 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 dun. I know you don't really understand me, but it's cool, they do. That's why I got them dancing. Ay, if you think you know what I'm about, then let me know what's up before you run your mouth. Yeah, I've been told no so much, I used to take what I need without asking. Ooh, yeah, I've been on go so much, don't even need all these people to gas me. Ooh, yeah, the faces they make when I'm rapping, you think that I stink when I pass them. Ooh, yeah, lyrics that give them the itches, they scratching a whole bunch of addicts. Ooh, God said go, so I gotta go get them. Go get it, go get it. Kill this, nobody knows who did it. Did not tell. Only thing I wanna know is who with it. Who with it? Who with it? Who with it? I've been legit since the start. If you ever hurt me, no hate in my heart. You not sorry, you get it, you sorry, you caught trying to be a role model, not playing your part. You aiming and shooting, I'm blocking the darts. I'm getting my healing, no leaving the mark. Mark, you don't know me. If you say that you love me, then show me. Either way, I'm still growing and showing. Real ones know what that was about and they own it. No, you don't really understand me, but it's cool, they do. That's why I got them dancing. Yeah. If you think you know what I'm about, then let me know what's up before you run your mouth. Yeah, assuming my moves don't faze me. Hit a quick step back, then fade it. Made money, don't make me. Pray for them even though they try to play me. Yeah, that's real. No, I can't Netflix and chill. I'm too busy flexing my skills. The spirit gon' tell you who real. You must not know whose I am. I told them they don't know it's part of the plan. I fought all my life if they told you I ran, then the truth ain't up in them. I'm lying these hands. Yeah. I'm lying these hands.
All right. That's LMK by Reese Lachey. Man, all that rhymed. Woo, okay. Anyway, this is QuakeRadio.com live. I'm your humble host, Orlando Presents. We're sitting down with DJ Iceberg365. Man, so what DJs out there are you inspired by?
I think DJ Jesus is a big one. I've done drops for his mixtapes, even from the early days. And I felt like I had no idea what I was doing, but he was just so encouraging to me. And yeah, he's a big one. Definitely a big inspiration there.
Yes. Shout out to DJ Jesus, man. He has been down. Man, that brother's been around for a long time. For a long time. When I first found out that he was from the Virginia area, I was like, what? I'm right here in Virginia with DJ Jesus. Let me find out. Man, stand up. DJ Jesus and DJ Ronnie Ron is from the 757 out there in Newport News. Yeah. So shout out to both of them, man. DJ Ronnie Ron and DJ Jesus. Definitely some great brothers. So, yeah. So, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the question that I had you think about a little bit earlier. And those are the two episodes that had the differences between your other episodes. It was episode 109 and episode 78. Do you know, without cheating, do you know what the difference is with those episodes compared to your other episodes? I think I'm saying episodes a lot.
No, not without cheating.
Well,
I've been thinking about it, but I have no idea.
And this is something that's like really small, but a person like myself that pride myself into like
only
pointing.
A stalker would notice.
Thank you. Man, come on. I think I'm gonna cry. I'm finally accepted. I get my stalker license. But anyway. But episode 109, you actually had braids in your hair. And you don't have braids in your hair in none of your other episodes. Now, you may have changed the color of your hair or something of that nature, but you didn't have braids in your hair. And episode, it's not 79. Did I say 79 or 78? It's 78.
I think you said 78.
Okay, yeah. I'm old. You're going to have to help me. But but episode 78, the difference between that episode, see, now I have people looking through all your episodes to see if I'm right or not, and that's awesome. So you need to do that anyway. But episode 78, the difference is you wore your hat forward in your thumbnail and on the show. All your other shows on the thumbnail, you have your hat to the back, and on the show you had your hat to the back. So, yeah.
The more you know.
The
more you watch, the more you know.
There you go. There you go, man. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you stalk a person. Yes. You're welcome.
The show where Orlando stalks so you don't have to.
There you go. Stalk 101. Just let me know the person you want. No, I'm joking. I'm very much so joking. I'm not even going to finish that one. Because I don't want no phone calls or inboxes. Can you stalk my ex? No, I'm sorry. It's not that kind of party. Man. But yeah, I said I had to pull something out of your shows, that would stand out so that we can talk about your different shows and everything. And those things stood out to me. And I was sitting there like, wow, yeah, she never braided her hair on none of the other episodes. So that's my question. And you may not even remember, but what was the wild twist of braiding your hair for 109 and never did it again?
I think I must have just rolled out of bed and did the show early that morning or something, because that's not typically what I do. And, that's another interesting thing, too, is typically my recording night is Monday nights the full week before. So I'll get home after work at 5 o'clock and record it. But I've done it at 12:30 a.m. before. I've done it middle of the night just because I had time and felt like doing it, so I did it. I've gotten up 7 a.m. on a Saturday and done it before. It's just wherever it fits into my schedule. But that's kind of a funny thing, too, because the set, it all looks the same. You would never know that I was doing it at 5 p.m. or 1 in the morning. So.
Wow. Yeah, you would never know. I don't ever see any crust in your eyes. So, great job on that. So.
I do miss the audio only days where I didn't have to be all dressed up and look nice. That's probably what was up with the braids. I was channeling my audio only days there.
Oh, okay. So you almost forgot that there was a video staring back at you. Oh, okay. I like the braids because I was sitting there when I was looking at the braids, I was like, oh, that's cute. Why don't she do that more often? And now I know why.
Well, now I might do it more often because my stalker told me to.
There you go. See, it's always good to be on the good side of your stalker, ladies and gentlemen. Right. That's going to be in the book as well.
What they want.
You know what? That is that's funny. What's his name? Rob Schneider, I believe. Rob Schneider.
I think so.
Yeah, because he used to have a show on TV, and the real Rob Schneider or something like that or whatever, and he actually started becoming friends with his stalker, and his stalker would take him to auditions and stuff like that. It was just hilarious. I was like, oh my goodness, dude, really? But so yeah. And the one thing about your episode, the episode that I won a prize on the one time, I was sitting there like, man, well, what happened to that? What happened to the prize giveaway shows?
Nobody ever participated. I don't.
Well, I did.
We might have to do like a Quake RYC, the Devout Jamcast, like cooperative, like a giveaway with all three of us involved, so that we can kind of get the audiences all together and get some involvement.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure, Captain Jay and Judy, all of us, we can brainstorm on something to give away. So we can autograph something and send it to folks and everything. Do what's the new thing? Do an NFT of something and give that away. Yeah. So I don't know how to do that. So you would have to probably do that. I don't either.
We'll learn together.
There you go. So that's funny. So definitely. Another artist that I want to point out, that I see that you play and that sends in music quite a bit to you is Brother War. So how did that come about? Did he just start sending music, or how did y'all start hooking up with that?
Yeah, he just reached out to me because he saw that I had a show, and so got him on. And yeah, he's been a fan favorite. He's always great. He puts out so much new music that I almost can't keep up sometimes. But no, he's one of my favorites.
And that is true. Brother War puts some music out. I'm sitting there like, man. A lot of artists, though, nowadays, a lot of people are starting to have at-home studios. So they're starting to churn out music after music after music. And I'm sitting there like, wow. I mean, music has really grown from the time of, taking a stone tablet and putting it down and trying to play music from that. Am I telling my age, though? But, yeah. But one thing about music, because I had Dej P and Knick Knack, and I know you've played some music from Dej P and them as well, from Wise Man. So shout out to Wise Man. Shout out to them out there. One thing about the interview that I had with them that we spoke on is that how short music is nowadays. Because now you'll get some tracks and it's like 2 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes. So how has that affected? Because a lot of times on average you'll play maybe 3 songs or something. So how has that affected the Devout Jamcast in any kind of way?
I think that's kind of where the show went from a 20-minute show to closer to a 15-minute show every time. But I've also tried to take the opportunity to share more of the artist's stories in the meantime to kind of help make that up. It's funny because I went to Atlanta, Georgia back in October for the Spin Awards, and we had the awards show, but then leading up to it, we had 2 full days packed full of just workshops and really interesting stuff. And one of the workshops taught on the trends of music now, and one of them was that the tracks are shorter. It used to be songs needed to be like 4 minutes in order to be successful, but now you get that 2.5, I guess, just a generational thing. That's what people are looking for now, and so that has definitely been a trend. And it's just interesting how music continues to evolve and change in that way.
Man, in a minute, all you're going to have is somebody come on a track and say, hey, what's up, and then that's going to be the whole song.
Right, for real.
It'd be like 2-second tracks. Like, God loves you. Hey, peace.
Features are not even worth it anymore. Like, Teacher, that's the whole track.
Exactly. all they gonna be doing is jumping on there and saying the scripture numbers. Psalms 31, and I'm out.
Yep.
What?
Mic drop.
It's bars. Exactly. So, yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because you know you branched yourself out and you took a trip to the ATL for the Spin Awards. How was that experience?
It was awesome. That I'd never done something like that before. I'd never been nominated for any awards before. I was nominated for 3 in 3 different categories. So we had the full red carpet experience, got to walk the red carpet, get some interviews in, and then just take in the awards show too. And everybody was so nice and so supportive. There was so much networking happening, and it was a blast.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I'm glad you went out there. Hopefully this year I'll be able to jump on and swing on out there and stuff. Spin Awards has been awesome. It's really been awesome since since they first started and everything. So shout out to them, for doing such a wonderful job. I remember the very first show that they did, when they did the Spin Awards and everything, and then for it to still be going on now is just an awesome thing, man. So definitely shout out for all the hard work and that they put in for that. So that's a great thing, great thing, experience. So if you have a podcast, if you have a radio show, if you have a radio station, anything of that nature, and you want to experience that, that's something for you all to look up and go out there and experience that. And I definitely wouldn't mind trying to experience that this year myself. So I had to live through you this year. Because it was, let me see, PD Nature. Yeah, PD Nature. I know he went a couple of years for his show and everything, and I saw his videos and stuff. He had a great time and stuff too. So I'm not sure if he went, if he went back or anything, but definitely, man, shout out to PD Nature and his show, Cooking with PD Nature. So definitely. Yeah, let's change it up a little bit. We're going to jump into some more music here. We still got a little bit of time. So we're going to jump into this music, and this is some Christian rock from the band Tricord. And the name of this joint is Into the Storm by Tricord, right here on QuakeRadio.com live. We'll be right back.
Come to you again because I know I need comfort at this time. Not dreading this just because I know something else is in store. After all, the storm has pushed me to and fro. Stand fast through it all. I'll stand fast through it all. You are the refuge I seek, the loving hand that guides me. But I won't fear this test or what is next. I'll go into the storm which may blow against me. Sounds that howl and screech, but I will stand my ground and hold right now. I'm running into the storm. Though your tempest may blow, your waters may rage, I'll keep the faith. I will not fear this death, pain and thought I lived my life in misery. I couldn't imagine living my life without you in with me. Open my eyes and when you can't get out, you set me free. Yeah, you set me free. Yeah, you set me free. I felt the pain and thought I lived my life in misery. I couldn't imagine living my life without you in with me. Open my eyes and when you can't get out, you set me free. Yeah, you set me free. Yeah, you set me free. I felt the pain and thought I lived my life in misery. I couldn't imagine living my life without you in with me. Open my eyes and when you can't get out, you set me free. Yeah, you set me free. Yeah, you set me free.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Into the Storm by Trichords, so make sure y'all go check them out. All right, their music is played on anywhere that you stream music. And we're back with DJ Iceberg365, man. So I'm going to give it over to you. I'm going to let you give any shout outs and also let the folks know how they can support you, listen to your show and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so you can watch on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Iceberg365 Ministries. You can also go to Iceberg365ministries.org and get the audio version there. You can look it up on most platforms. You can follow me on all social media too. It's at Devout Jamcast or at Iceberg365. And so, yeah, shout out to Quake, the RYC Praise News family. Shout out to all the artists that I've featured and that have been along with me for the ride. Shout out to my family who's always supported me. And best of all, shout out to Jesus, because without him, I would certainly not be here and not be doing any of this. So, yeah.
Amen to that. Yes. Well, it's always a pleasure having you on and stuff, being able to chop it up with you and laugh and joke and talk. So definitely thank you for everything that you've done for us and done for me. So definitely, man, really do appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you. Love you guys.
All right, we love you too. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all keep it locked right here. We have some more music on our station 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can listen to us through Live 365. Download the free app. Also, we're on TuneIn. If you have the TuneIn app, just favorite Quake Radio, type in Quake Radio, and we will pop up right there on the TuneIn app. So, and make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Friday night, we have another special guest. We're going to be sitting down with Danielle Speaks. Yes. Danielle Speaks, Sister Danielle. So we're excited about that. Haven't had a chance to sit down and chop it up with her for a little while now, so we'll be able to catch up with her and see what she has going on, see what God has been moving in her life. She has a great podcast and stuff that she does, and she's on YouTube, I believe, YouTube or Instagram. She does her show on there between both, I believe, so we'll be speaking about that as well. So once again, thank you very much, DJ Iceberg365.
Yeah, thank you. It's been my pleasure.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it off with a track here called Still Standing by my man Rob Redeem. He's one half of Not the Same podcast, so make sure y'all check them out and see what they got cracking. They have Not the Same podcast, Not the Same Bible study, and also, I believe, Not the Same sports show. So make sure y'all check them out. All right. And until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, God wants the best for you. Do you want the best for yourself? And we are out. Let's go.
I'ma stand until the end. I come too far to let go. Ain't no time to pretend. I can't get through this life alone. See, Jesus is a friend of me. He gives me the strength when I'm weak. I'ma stand until the end. I come too far to let go. I'm still standing. Man, it's such a blessing that I'm still here. Been through so much, sometimes I can't think clear. And I don't mean I'm doubting, I'm just being real. That's why I walk by faith and not by how I feel. Didn't think it then, but now I know, cause of those trials I'm truly strong. When I felt like giving up, he gave me strength so I can carry on. It's hard to see the lesson when you in the trial. Looking back on it, man, I see it now.
Long days, so many sleepless nights, cause I chose not to take the way of escape. Praising God for his matchless mercy, cause I took for granted his loving grace. And I know I'm only human and I'm prone to mistakes. There's no excuse for the sins I chase. Not to the swift, but I picked up my pace just trying to endure this life's race. Yeah.
I come too far to let go. Ain't no time to pretend. I can't get through this life alone. See, Jesus is a friend of me. He gives me the strength when I'm weak. I'ma stand until the end. I come too far to let go. I'm still standing.
Well done is what I'm trying to hear, and if you in the fold, you get it. I try my very best not to walk in fear, but sometimes I do, I'll admit it. Can you blame me though? I hope you hear me, bro. There's no cap, just truth. It's hard out here in these streets for a black man trying to live the life that I do. A few that look like me, keep me on my feet, cause if I meet their needs, they'll take. Got me trying to cop a piece so I can ride in peace. With my mind at ease, I can't fake. Not to mention those crooked views who rock the black and blue, who be quick to shoot with no question. Now I'm praying God, me Lord, to know what to do so I can make it through with no stress.
Look to the hills from where cometh my help. Calling on you, Lord, cause I can't do this by myself, no. Give me the strength when I ain't got nothing left, cause I know you're the strength that I need. I'ma stand until the end. I come too far to let go. Ain't no time to pretend.